Blood is not great for fertility magic. In particular because it represents a shedding of the uteral lining and an implantation not occurring. I definitely would not use it for that. I would
Depending
not
on the
use
tradition,
it.
it's either amazing or terrible for death magic.
But I've given a friend who was going through transition and recognizing the fact that she was a woman my menstrual blood for rituals for herself, where she had been told by a coven out here, which I won't name, that she could not participate in their new moon rituals because she wasn't a woman enough for them. Like, oh, they'd recognized her gender, but like she didn't have a womb space, say, a sacred womb space. So she couldn't participate in the new moon rituals.
Which we never got around to making sure that they did a scar check to make sure that no one had a hysterectomy.
I did, however, have a long and angry conversation with that high priestess, where I was essentially, so like, do people who had hysterectomies not get to come? And she was like, well, they still have the space where their womb was. Yeah, and then I started asking, like, well, are you checking for intersex at the door? They're like DNA tests to make sure that, you have both ovaries and they are intact. Anyway, so I gave this person menstrual blood, and she actually painted herself with like the
sort of
as
anatomy
part of her magical transition, so that she could go to them and be like, I have a magical womb space now. See, which I was kind of like, okay, you do you. I don't feel like this is a necessary part of transition, but it's your transition, so like, if it makes you happy, sure, here's
So
blood.
to actually answer sort of the question is broad. Menstrual blood is not strictly interchangeable magically with other blood, but there are a lot of things.
But you could use it to represent pain. Like, it definitely represents pain. You could use it to represent sacrifice. You could use it to represent. Please avoid the idea that like menstrual blood would represent feminine magic, because there are non-gendered, non-binary,
Right.
gender
It's
void, gender fluid, and men who have uteruses. So
a little transphobic.
you could definitely use it for garden magic. I totally give my plants menstrual blood. My roses like it in particular.
The roses also like.
My roses are like. I have evil roses.
I'm moving on from that. Next question.
They like dead fish. They like bones. They like blood. And like.